Hi, collective. I think your greatest month that you've ever had, the greatest year, the greatest streak of years is really about to begin. A month of hope, a month of fulfillment, a month where you confront the part of you that's hiding. Okay, there's a part of me right now that feels very much, in a sense, governed. I feel very afraid to show up every day. I feel afraid to be my best self, and that is something that I'm accurately depicting right now. I'm figuring out what it is that makes me take what it is that makes me get into that space. And I feel like that this month is going to be you cracking that code. Eight of Wands, things about to be moving, transpiring. King of Cups, you're going to be taking control of your emotions. And through that, things are going to be moving. You're going to be moving a lot faster. You're going to be able to accomplish a lot more things. I feel like there's a lot that you've been wanting. Literally, Eight of Pentacles and the Fool. A new journey awaits through self-mastery, through this creativity. This could be in your career. This could also be in, like, honestly, anything. Self-work, self-resolution, internal validation. Okay? Conquering internal battles. Clearing your conscience. Because that goes a long way. That goes a long way. We have the Tower coming out with the Six of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Yeah. So this definitely talks about an internal battle that's happening, and for sure, like an emotional veil that's happening. What's happening is that you have an opportunity to deconstruct old childhood ways of thinking, old ways of adapting, old ways of showing up in life. You have an opportunity to cast that aside, in a sense. To let that go, to let those fears go. Because I feel like this collective, literally the bottom of the deck being the Eight of Wands again, there's so much here that this collective is meant to heal from. Because I know that this collective may feel very emotionally open. Very emotionally open right now. It's like you feel very vulnerable. You feel very, very just exposed. That's because this Tower moment that happened, this Tower moment that is happening, is meant to happen. It's meant to get you into this more vulnerable state of awakening, of peace. You're meant to rediscover that in a new way that's actually wholesome. One that's attached to boundaries. Yes, because we have the Devil coming out. It talks about a lot of fear, a lot of limitations, a lot of unhealthy narratives that's been spun. I feel like you keep yourself in a cage, or like you step into like this cage feeling. Spiritually, you live inside a box. You live inside a shell of yourself. I feel like maybe there could be a person that's attached to you, that's closest to you, that you're scared to let go of, that could be keeping you into the state of fear, that can be keeping you trapped. But there's something about learning. There's something about you guys that are truly meant to... I'm hearing slow down. I'm feeling like there's a need for me to open up my psyche. Really allow yourself to open up your third eye. Allow yourself to feel the divinity to flow through you. I feel like a lot of us have got into the routine of searching for something that's outside of ourselves. There's a deep foundational... Hearing like the third chakra, there's like a lot of just like it's like frantic. It's like for some of you guys, there could be like a family lineage thing that's like riding on this, where it's like you're so close and like you're so close to them, but it's like freaking you out. Some of you guys have like lost contact, or like have like refound your way towards like ancestral lineages that's been like cut out from like family ties. How do I explain this? Yeah, Nine of Wands, the resilience. Okay, so this is a very, very deep spiritual message here. Of somebody has felt very, very disconnected from their guides. Has felt very, very disconnected from their sacred channel, their heart. And I feel like that they've been fighting every day to come back to yourself. You've been fighting and having this resiliency to keep coming towards yourself, to keep calling back to you. And I don't think it's been easy. I think you still don't even trust yourself fully. I know I struggle with trusting myself. But I think with the Hierophant, there's a lot to learn still. There's a lot that you're opening up to yourself towards learning. But there's also a need to trust that you're allowed to be yourself through this while you learn. You don't have to overthink or get in your own head about this. Spirit confirms that deeper meaning of the Hierophant. Five of Wands. Five of Wands sideways with a Tower. I feel like this journey isn't meant to, you aren't meant to let this inner battle win, this inner circuit win. I feel like there's been an energy that has there's definitely is an open wound in your inner chest for sure, in your heart space. That can be very, very significant. I feel that very, very strongly. There feels like there's an energy of learning how to emotionally let this go. I feel like emotionally this doesn't serve you and you have to let this fall. You have to let it fall no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Maybe there's been situations in your life, okay, I'm hearing like cancer, treatment, situations where foundations crumble pretty quickly, where it's like things are changing very, very fast, which I'm very sorry if somebody's been dealing with sickness. But King of Cups and Queen of Cups, so this definitely feels like this could also be a romantic like connection as well, and needing to be there for each other's side. Four of Swords. And needing to rest, recharge. Maybe even stepping away from another person as well. What is this energy? I just feel so confused. Maybe there's a part of you that's just like, you don't want to be in the light. There's a part of you, there's like your shadow self that like doesn't want you to be fully in this light energy. Doesn't want you to fully be in this knowing. You don't want to be in this knowing. You're not ready for it yet. It still feels like a consequence. But I feel like that's just because you still have false thinkings of what this is, of what this could be. Yeah, Five of Swords. This definitely is rooted in the thinking of someone who still has foundational scarrings about like what has been, what has happened in your life in the past. Maybe you've lost friends, maybe you're still scoring from that. Maybe you're, honestly, yeah, you've had to step away from past connections, past friendships, limiting your patterns. You feel like you're stuck in where you've been in your life, or you felt like all of what you feel is just unlimited thinking. It's just unlimited perspective. A valid emotion. It's a deep emotion that I feel I get it, but also you have to allow yourself to emotionally purge that guilt, to shed that. I know that there's a deep, in order for you to get to this next chapter, to get to this next spiritual awakening, to get to this reconnecting, to get to the center, you have to feel and you have to purge and you have to open up. You can't defend yourself. You can't fight against that. Because the ego is going to tell you that it's not safe, that it's this and that, when in reality, that's literally just a fear. Page of Cups in reverse. Eight of Cups with the Six of Swords in reverse. It's time for you to walk away from this nervousness, from this inner wreck feeling that you may be dealing with. But I feel like you haven't allowed yourself to confront those nerves, confront those anxieties. Okay, I feel like your mind, like, you kind of like avoid it, but it's there. I definitely feel like some journaling could be very, very significant for this collective within these next few days. Yeah, because we have the Page of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Swords. Definitely feels like somebody isn't allowing themselves to shine. I feel like you aren't allowing yourself to shine, to surrender to being the student, to surrender to life in general, because you keep limiting yourself to what it's supposed to be. You keep making yourself feel stuck when in reality you're not stuck. You're actually just, you're free. You're very much free. You're just scared of your full potential, or you have very, very lack, you're found, okay, Blech. This could definitely be like inner child work as well. Like your foundation around you is very, very chopped and screwed. Nobody had a healthy foundation. Yeah, which caused you to be scared, fearful of union, of collaborating with other people. But you have to trust your intuition and heal from that, to heal from that insecurity blanket, to break free from that, and to rush forward with communication, but also to trust that you can, how do I say this? You have to trust that other people will be there in your corner to help you, will see you emotionally, will show up for you. You're meant to feel union, blessings, friendships that linger, that not even lingering, that frees you, that opens up the soul, that aligns you. Literally, as I'm saying that, we have the Magician and the Fool. That aligns you with your power. That helps remind you of your vitality, that when you're around them, your conscience is clear. That's the people that you should be surrounding yourself with this next season. If there's people in your life that gives you this heavy-minded feeling, this heartache, this feeling of anxiety and angst, and just you're constantly in this like dilemma around them, it's not worth it. The Page of Cups keeps coming out. There's something about alignment. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, so the Page of Cups is someone who is a dreamer. Someone who's tenderhearted, who's very nurturing, who, again, can be a tad bit immature, still has more character development to go, because we're still learning. Again, we're still young, you know, we're still young. We're still young at the end of the day, baby, okay? We still young at the heart, my bad. But, like, there is an openness. There's someone that's a dreamer, someone who's connected to their heart space, someone who's allowed themselves to be free. And I feel like that there's going to be some news, there's going to be some information around like your love life and communication, especially it came out with the Lovers. So there could be something that you're doing on the side, or communication that could be coming, that could really be rooted in the realm of love, that could really bring out this emotion of love. I just saw the Two of Pentacles, which talks about a need for you to be more imbalanced or in tune with your interpersonal relationships. Because maybe there's a part of you where it's like you're rushing this union, or rushing to get to a certain place within a certain relationship or a certain point within life. And I feel like that what's happening, that it could be causing this more of a fight. Because you want to rush to get to this point, it's like the more you want to put up this fight energetically. And I feel like there's not a need for that. There's a need for you to remain grounded and trusting at all times that what's happening is meant to be happening. That everything happens in divine timing. And I know that it can be painful to do so with the Five of Cups coming out here, because you keep viewing life through what you don't have instead of what you do have and what God is guiding you through, your own ability. I feel like connecting through Swords, you're gonna realize, oh, I'm fine even without this big thing yet. because I feel like you can trust that it's coming. Okay, Page of Cups. Again, a dreamer, the Lovers, and Ten of Pentacles. So this is telling you to continue being a dreamer. To continue trusting your art, to continue trusting your divinity, to continue doing things through love, connecting through life, through the realm of love. I feel like that there is, this could even be in like your interpersonal connections as well. Because the Page of Cups really talks about like receiving news. And we have the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles here. So for some of you guys could be receiving really good news about like your love life and like your community, and like things could be improving there. For other of you, you can be receiving communication and news about like your dream and like your artistic life, and what's happening there could really be connecting to this like higher level of love and its consciousness. But in general, this also feels like love. Like it feels like your love life could be really blooming into this higher level of consciousness. I feel like part of you like tells yourself like, I don't want to love anything until your career comes in. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like you have to love for your career to come in. Like I feel like for some of you guys, life isn't going to reward you if you're not in the state of life, if you're not in the flow of love, because that's not what your soul came here to be. Your soul didn't come here to be like everybody else or to get things because they're avoiding their love. No. You're never going to get anywhere. If you're watching my readings, I'm letting you know right now, if you're not connected to your love, you will never be successful. I hereby declare that. If you're not connected to your heart, you will never thrive. You will never be connected. You will never be truly successful. No matter how hard you try, you just won't. So there's a need for you to surrender to your heart, surrender to this patience, surrender to this state of openness, and just let it be. You're not getting anywhere if your heart isn't open. Like, I don't care who that bothers. Literally, again, Page of Cups and the Lovers. And the Ten of Pentacles coming out again. So, literally with this card coming out, there's no way around the truth, but the very truth that lives within you. Confirmation of you need to embrace the love that's in your heart, the love that's in your home, emotionally embracing everything that's in that, so that you can be the most successful that you can be. Because I feel like you talk a big game about wanting success and wanting love, but also when it's literally at your doorstep and it's right there for you to have, you run away from emotionally. You don't do well with facts. You allow emotion to get overrule you, and that doesn't do you any favors or any justice. Okay, so Spirit, any other final messages when it comes to the energy of love and being in the heart, connected to the heart space? We have the Strength in reverse, Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like there's a part of you that loses faith because you don't fully trust in the unknown. There's not enough third eye activation happening here. You're not allowing yourself to foresee or just go through. I feel like that there's a need for you to really tune in to what's more important to your path. To continue being the dreamer and deal with facts and reality. And I feel like that's how life is really, I think that's how you're going to get to this new state of thinking, this new state of consciousness, is when you're not running away from the truth. As I'm saying that, we have the Justice coming out. Literally the truth, resolution. You need to trust that resolutions is happening, that solutions are available for you. You need to allow yourself to just be open. No stress. Like, I feel like you apply so much pressure to yourself and to your surroundings and not even allowing yourself to just be in your own state of divinity. And you have to take control of that. Maybe there could have been a masculine figure. Oh, a masculine figure that could help you. Or there has been a masculine figure that has taught you a certain foundational thing. And it meant well, but I feel like it was a teaching that worked well for them, for him, but didn't work for you. And I think that with the Hermit, this talks about going into a mode of self-reflection, maybe like entering this phase of a self-reflection for sure. I'm also here, like, I'm also receiving a download that this could also be like a fatherly figure, someone who's very, very seclusive with their energy. I feel like that this person had a very fiery energy, but was also very surprisingly immature. And I feel like that what's happening here is that you battle this anger, this back and forth feeling of openness, but also this like weird mindset shifting and like applying too much pressure and like overthinking what it is and what it's supposed to be and what it ain't, you know? Openness to the flow is what's needed. Openness towards change is what's needed. Not judging yourself is what's needed. You're chill, you're great. Like you're really fine, you know what I mean? I feel like you're allowed to slow and steady wins the race. You know what I mean? I know it's easier said than done because I know that we have big dreams and we want to get very, very far. You know what I mean? Like we have, you know, like we all have huge dreams and we want to get there so fast and like we want to like tie in our energy. But with the Four of Pentacles, it also talks about how there is deep, deep financial success coming your way. Deep, deep financial success coming your way if you open up, if you open the energy up to it. Because the Four of Pentacles can also warn about how like there is a need to see the financial success before like you believe that something's coming in. But baby, I'm hearing with the Judgment, there's the need for you to just forgive, to let go of the past, to trust that you are deepening your financial or spiritual routine, spiritual awareness, spiritual expansion. There is so much success. As I'm saying that, so much success. There's so much success coming in, so you are being requested to just let it happen. To let it happen, and in the meantime, surround yourself with people that see you, that equally help you glow, that equally help you thrive. Because I'm telling you, life is what you make it, and you don't allow yourself to see that enough. I'm going to read what the Page of Wands is one more time. I say one more time like I even read it. That's one thing I say a lot, but you know what? It's okay. The Page of Wands is someone who is someone creative, enthusiastic, who exudes confident energy with a lot of youth. Orange is the color of creativity. The salamander represents spirituality, opportunity, resourcefulness, great power, and resilience. The Page of Wands is a young woman who loves to explore the unknown, who is adventurous and energetic. The card may figuratively indicate the receptive of news or messages regarding the seeker's career or creative projects. The page is warm, ambitious, passionate, and a high achiever of dynamic personality. There may be a tendency to be a perfectionist. Details must be perfect. However, the Page of Wands is also prone to react immaturely. Much growing up is still needed. There is a tendency to act out of emotion before the seeker has fully thought through the consequences of those actions. In a reading for a seeker asking about love, the page could indicate the appearance of a young woman with the foregoing qualities. Fire dominant. The Page of Wands is highly motivated, creative, dynamic, individualistic, and often demonstrates irrepressible enthusiasm and vitality, and possibly tendency to exaggerate or be overly theatric. Could signify Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So a lot of you guys are going to be surrounding yourself with people that are a lot more passionate, that are a lot more enthusiastic, okay? And also a lot of you guys are going to be receiving news in your creative projects in general. And some of you guys are going to be surrounding yourself with people that heighten your creative projects. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Was it upright or was it low? It flipped out in the reverse. So there could be a warning here to not do things to just simply expect. To do things because you know that it makes you feel good. You know what I mean? Because it nurtures a part of you, because it awakens a part of you. And I think that's how wishes come true. Literally, we have the Knight of Cups, wish fulfillment. That is how true wishes come true. It's not so of the purpose that things come. I mean, sure, yeah, we all do things because we want something, but you know what I mean. Like, do it because it feels good. Move and do something because it feels good. Because that's where the love is, baby. That's where the love is. Literally flew out. There's still a lot of emotional healing, a lot of emotional depth, and there could still be some battles happening. Maybe there could be some people that are jealous. Maybe there could be some lapse of judgment. But what I do know is that it's time for you to stop focusing on what you lost, what you feel like you don't have. Allow yourself to get over that emotion, that other side of that emotional heal, that emotional battle. Do not close your heart off. Step into this divinity. This divinity is yours to claim. This divinity is yours to heal from. Some of you could be processing through a death in the family. You could be getting to the other side of this through processing the death in your family. Processing the trauma. Letting go of the fear, the attachment that could still be lingering from that. And everything's gonna come in. Everything's gonna happen naturally. This found you because it was meant to. Bye.